Elon Musk, the man who broke reality. Picture this. A man stands on a stage. He's wearing a black t-shirt and jeans. Nothing fancy. This man is worth more than most countries, more than $400 billion, maybe more by the time you watch this. To put that in perspective, if you earned $5,000 every single day, it would take you over 219,000 years to match his wealth. You'd have to start earning during the Ice Age. Here's what's strange. Elon Musk doesn't own oil fields. He didn't inherit a fortune. He wasn't born into royalty. He sells electric cars in a world addicted to gas. He launches rockets when everyone said it was impossible. He bet everything on ideas that sounded insane. Most people who try what he tried end up broke, forgotten, living in their parents' basement. So what's different about Musk? Is it intelligence? There are millions of geniuses who never make a dime. Is it hard work? Construction workers break their backs 12 hours a day and barely survive. Is it luck? Maybe, but luck doesn't explain 30 years of success. No, there's something else. A pattern, a formula, a way of seeing the world that most people miss completely. And here's the thing nobody talks about. Musk has failed more than almost anyone alive. His companies have nearly died dozens of times. He's been hours away from bankruptcy. He's slept on factory floors. He's been mocked by experts, criticized by journalists, and called crazy by people who know better. But he's still here, still building, still betting everything on the future. This isn't a story about money, though we'll definitely talk about the money. This is a story about decision-making, about choosing the hard path when the easy one is right there, about believing in something so strongly that you'd risk everything to make it real. We're going to trace Elon Musk from a lonely kid in South Africa to the man who wants to put 1 million people on Mars. We'll see how he built companies that changed entire industries. We'll discover what he does differently that you can actually apply to your own life. Because here's the truth. You probably won't become the richest person in history. Neither will I. But understanding how he thinks, that might be the most valuable thing you learn this year. Let's start at the beginning. Chapter 1. The Boy Who Lived Inside Books. Pretoria, South Africa, 1971. The world is a different place. No internet, no smartphones, no social media. Elon Reeve Musk is born on June 28th. His mother, May, is a model and dietitian. His father, Errol, is an engineer. He has a younger brother, Kimball, and a younger sister, Tosca. From the outside, it looks normal. Middle-class family. Nice neighborhood. But inside, things are complicated. Elon is different from other kids. You can see it immediately. While other children play outside, Elon sits in corners reading. Not children's books. Encyclopedias, science fiction, technical manuals. He reads for 10 hours a day, sometimes more. His mind works differently. He thinks in systems and patterns. When other kids see a toy, Elon sees how it's built, why it works, what could make it better. This doesn't make him popular. School is brutal. Elon is small for his age, quiet, lost in his own thoughts. The other boys notice. They always do. They bully him relentlessly, push him downstairs, beat him up. Once they hurt him so badly he needs to go to the hospital. His nose is permanently damaged. He doesn't fight back much. He's not good at fighting. He's good at thinking. So he escapes into books, specifically science fiction. Isaac Asimov, Robert Heinlein, Douglas Adams. These books show him worlds where problems are solved through technology, where smart people change everything, where the future is something you can build. He reads The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and learns that asking the right questions matters more than having easy answers. He reads the Foundation series and discovers that one person with the right plan can alter the course of civilization. These aren't just stories to him, they're blueprints. At age 10, something important happens. Elon discovers computers. Remember, this is 1981. Computers are rare, expensive. Most people have never touched one. Elon sees a Commodore VIC-20 in a store window. It costs $300. He becomes obsessed. He needs to learn how it works. He teaches himself to program. No classes, no teachers. Just him and a manual. The manual says it's a 6-month course. Elon finishes it in 3 days. He barely sleeps, barely eats, just codes. By age 12, he creates his first video game. It's called Blastar. It's a space game where you destroy alien ships. He sells the code to a magazine for $500. Think about that. At 12 years old, Elon has already made money from code he wrote himself. But home life is getting worse. His parents divorce when he's 8. Elon chooses to live with his father. Later, he'll call this one of the worst decisions of his life. Elon Musk is complicated, brilliant but difficult, demanding but emotionally distant. He pushes Elon hard. Too hard, maybe. Their relationship is tense, painful. Elon later describes his childhood as non-stop horrible. But here's what happens in difficult childhoods. You either break or you build armor. You either give up or you decide that you're going to be someone completely different from your circumstances. Elon decides to build. As he gets older, another problem emerges. South Africa has mandatory military service. All young men must serve. Elon doesn't want this. He's a pacifist at heart. He thinks the system is wrong. More importantly, he feels trapped in South Africa. The country is under apartheid. The world is small. The opportunities are limited. Elon starts planning his escape. He learns that his mother was born in Canada. This means he can get Canadian citizenship. Canada is close to America, and America is where the future happens. At 17, he makes his move.
He tells his family he's leaving. Some of them think he's crazy, leaving everything for uncertainty. But Elon has already decided. He's done with South Africa, done with the past, done with being trapped. He boards a plane with almost no money, no real plan, and no idea what's waiting on the other side. Just books full of dreams and a head full of code. The first chapter of his life is ending. The second is about to begin. And it's going to be harder than he ever imagined. Chapter 2. Surviving Canada and Conquering America. June 1988. Elon lands in Canada. He's 17 years old. He has about $2,000. No place to live. No job waiting for him. He knows exactly one person in the country, a second cousin he's never actually met. This is not a safety net. This is jumping without a parachute and hoping you learn to fly on the way down. Elon tracks down this distant relative. She lives in Saskatchewan. For those who don't know, Saskatchewan is cold. Really cold. It's farmland and small towns and nothing like South Africa. But Elon doesn't care about comfort. He needs to survive. He takes whatever jobs he can find. He shovels grain in silos. It's back-breaking work. Dangerous, too. People have died in grain silos, suffocated or crushed. He chops logs. He cleans industrial boilers. These boilers are disgusting. Crawling through them in a hazmat suit, scraping toxic sludge. He later says it was one of the worst jobs he's ever had. And this is a man who slept on factory floors. Why does he do these terrible jobs? Because they pay $18 an hour. That's good money in 1988. And Elon needs every dollar. He's not just surviving. He's planning. He knows he needs education. Real education at a real university. He applies to Queen's University in Ontario. He gets in. At Queen's, something important happens. Elon meets someone who will change his life. Justine Wilson. She's studying English literature. She's beautiful, smart, and not particularly interested in Elon at first. Elon pursues her anyway. He's persistent. He shows up with ice cream. He asks her out. She says no. He asks again. She says no again. He doesn't give up. Eventually, she says yes. They start dating. This is Elon's first serious relationship. But romance isn't his main focus. He's thinking bigger. After 2 years at Queen's, Elon applies to transfer to the University of Pennsylvania. This is strategic. Penn is in America. Penn is Ivy League. Penn opens doors. He gets in, accepted with scholarships. Now he's in Philadelphia, the real America, the place where things happen. At Penn, Elon does something unusual. He pursues 2 bachelor's degrees simultaneously, one from economics from the Wharton School, one from physics from the College of Arts and Sciences. Why both? Because Elon is thinking about how the world works. Economics teaches you how resources move, how markets function, how to scale. Physics teaches you how reality actually works at the fundamental level. Most students struggle with 1 degree. Elon is doing 2, and he's doing them well. He's also thinking about money, not because he's greedy, because he's calculated something important. To do the big things he wants to do, he needs capital, lots of it. He rents a house with a friend. They turn it into a nightclub on weekends, charge admission, make money. It's a small business, but it teaches him something. You can create value from nothing if you think creatively. After graduating from Penn in 1995, Elon gets accepted to Stanford University for a PhD in material science and applied physics. Stanford, the best, the place where tech companies are born. He moves to California, enrolls in classes. Then, after exactly 2 days, he drops out. 2 days. His professors are shocked. His family is confused. You got into Stanford, one of the best universities in the world, and you're leaving after 48 hours? But Elon sees something they don't. It's 1995. The internet is exploding. Netscape has just gone public. The whole world is about to change. And if you wait 4 years to get a PhD, you'll miss the revolution. Elon makes a calculation. The opportunity cost of staying in school is too high. He can learn what he needs to learn by building real companies. So he drops out. No safety net, no backup plan. His father thinks he's insane. You're throwing your life away, he tells him. Elon doesn't care. He's done with preparation. It's time to build. He has an idea for a company. So does his brother, Kimball, who has just graduated from Queen's and moved to California. They're going to start an internet company. They have almost no money. They rent a tiny office. They can't afford an apartment, so they sleep in the office. They shower at the YMCA. Elon is 25 years old. He's broke, sleeping on a futon in an office that smells like pizza and stress. But he's exactly where he wants to be, on the edge of something big, something that will either make him or destroy him. The die is cast. There's no going back now. Chapter 3. The first fortune that almost destroyed him. 1995. Elon and Kimball have an idea. The internet is new. Most businesses don't understand it. Most newspapers and magazines aren't even online yet. What if you could create an online city guide, a digital yellow pages? Businesses could list themselves, show their location on a map, and customers could find them instantly. This is the idea behind Zip2. It sounds simple now, obvious even. But in 1995, this is revolutionary. Most people still think the internet is a fad. Elon and Kimball start building. They write the code themselves. Elon programs 20 hours a day. They have one computer. They work in shifts. They live in their office. One bathroom, no shower. They wash their clothes at the laundromat. Elon sleeps under his desk.
They eat cheaply. Jack in the Box, pizza, whatever's fast and doesn't interrupt coding. This goes on for months. No salary, no income, just building. They need money. They pitch investors. This is hard. Elon is not a natural salesman. He's awkward in meetings, he talks too fast, gets too technical. Investors don't understand what he's talking about. But eventually they find believers. A small investment, $28,000. Then more, $200,000 from angel investors. Zip2 starts to work. They sign up newspapers, the New York Times, the Chicago Tribune, big names. But there's a problem. Elon is the CEO, but he's not good at it. He's 24, socially awkward, and he argues with everyone. The board gets nervous. They bring in a real CEO, someone with experience, someone older. Elon is pushed aside. He's still the largest shareholder and the chief technology officer, but he's not in charge anymore. This hurts a lot. It's his company, his idea, and now someone else is running it. But Elon learned something important here. Having a great idea isn't enough. You need to learn how to manage people, navigate politics, and compromise when necessary. He doesn't like these lessons, but he learns them. Zip2 grows. By 1999, it's successful. Not massive, but real. Then Compaq Computer Corporation makes an offer. $307 million in cash. The board votes to sell. Elon agrees. He doesn't have a choice. He's no longer CEO. When the deal closes, Elon receives $22 million. At 27 years old, he's a millionaire. Most people would celebrate. Buy a mansion, buy a Ferrari, retire early. Elon buys one thing, a McLaren F1 supercar, one of the fastest cars in the world. It costs $1 million. Why? Not because he's materialistic, because he's been dreaming about this car since he was a kid. It represents something, proof that he made it. He picks up the car with a CNN camera crew filming. He's grinning like a kid. Just 3 years ago, I was showering at the YMCA, he says. Then, a few weeks later, he crashes the car, totals it. No insurance. $1 million, gone. But here's what Elon does next. He doesn't buy another toy. He takes his remaining $21 million and immediately starts planning his next company. Most people who get rich want to protect their money. They invest safely, they diversify, they play defense. Elon does the opposite. He's going to risk almost everything again. March 1999. Even before the Zip2 sale closes, Elon is already working on something new. He wants to revolutionize banking, make it internet-based, fast, simple, no branches, no paperwork. He calls the company X.com. Why X? Because X represents the unknown, the variable, the future. This is also why he'll later be obsessed with the letter X. He invests $12 million of his own money into X.com, more than half his wealth. X.com offers online banking and email-based payments. You can send money to anyone with an email address. This is brand new. But there's competition. Another company called Confinity is doing something similar. Their product is called PayPal. Both companies are burning cash, racing for market share. It's expensive, stressful. In 2000, X.com and Confinity merge. This should solve the competition problem, but it creates a new one. Who's in charge? Elon is CEO of the combined company, but there's internal conflict. The Confinity team doesn't trust him. There are arguments about strategy, about technology, about the product name. Then, in September 2000, while Elon is on his honeymoon, he married Justine earlier that year, the board stages a coup. They vote him out as CEO. Again, Elon is pushed aside from his own company. This one hurts even more than Zip2. He's invested his money, his time, his vision, and once again, he's been ousted. The new CEO is Peter Thiel, the co-founder of Confinity. But Elon stays involved. He's still the largest shareholder, and he still believes in the vision. The company changes its name to PayPal, adopting the Confinity product name. He doesn't love this, but he accepts it. PayPal grows explosively. By 2002, it's processing billions of dollars in payments. It goes public. The stock soars. Then, eBay makes an offer. $1.5 billion. The board votes to sell. Elon agrees. He's learned from last time. Take the win. When the deal closes, Elon walks away with $180 million. At 31 years old, he's a millionaire. Most people would celebrate, buy a mansion, buy a Ferrari, retire early. Elon doesn't do any of that. He's about to bet almost all of it on two ideas that everyone says are impossible. One is electric cars. The other is rockets. Most people think he's lost his mind. They're about to find out he's just getting started. Chapter 4. Building rockets while everyone laughs. 2001. Elon is thinking about Mars. Not vacation on Mars thinking, colonization thinking. He's convinced that humanity needs to become a multi-planetary species. If we stay on Earth forever, eventually something will wipe us out. An asteroid, a supervolcano, a nuclear war. The solution is obvious to him. We need to get to Mars and establish a self-sustaining city. But there's a problem. Nobody is working on this. NASA's budget is shrinking. The space shuttle is expensive and dangerous. Private space companies don't really exist. So Elon decides to do something himself. Something small to start. He wants to buy a rocket and send a greenhouse to Mars. Put plants on the Martian surface. Create the first life on another planet. He thinks this will inspire people, reignite interest in space. So he flies to Russia 3 times to buy refurbished ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Yes, actual missiles. The Russians laugh at him. This young American tech millionaire thinks he can buy rockets? They quote him absurd prices. They drink vodka and mock him. On the flight home from the 3rd trip, Elon does math on his laptop. He calculates the raw cost of materials needed to build a rocket. Aluminum, copper, carbon fiber, the actual atoms. The materials cost maybe 2% of what rockets typically cost.
This means rocket companies are charging 50 times the material cost. The markup is insane. Why? Because rockets are built by huge aerospace companies with massive overhead, government contracts, no competition, and no incentive to innovate. Elon realizes something. You could build rockets cheaper if you started from scratch, built them in-house, vertically integrated, applied Silicon Valley thinking to aerospace. On the plane, he makes a decision. He's not going to buy a rocket. He's going to build a rocket company. Everyone he tells thinks he's insane. Building rockets is the hardest engineering challenge in existence. The failure rate is enormous. The costs are astronomical. The regulations are nightmarish. Even governments struggle with this. And Elon has zero experience in aerospace. Zero. But he doesn't care. He starts hiring. He finds the best engineers from Boeing, from TRW, from NASA. People who are bored with the slow pace of traditional aerospace. People who want to do something that matters. In June 2002, Elon found Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, SpaceX. His goal is ambitious but clear. Reduce the cost of space travel by a factor of 10. Eventually enable Mars colonization. He moves to LA, sets up headquarters in a huge warehouse in El Segundo, right next to LAX airport. You can hear planes overhead constantly. He invests $100 million of his own money, more than half his fortune from PayPal. The team starts designing their first rocket, Falcon 1. It's a small rocket designed to carry satellites to orbit. They're building everything themselves, the engines, the fuel tanks, the avionics. This is unheard of in aerospace. Normally, you outsource to hundreds of contractors. SpaceX is doing it in-house. Why? Control, speed, cost. Building rockets is harder than anyone imagined. It's not like software where you can test quickly and iterate. Rocket tests are expensive. If something goes wrong, you lose millions of dollars in seconds. 2006, the first Falcon 1 launch. They transport the rocket to Kwajalein Atoll, a tiny island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The launch is scheduled. The team is nervous. Elon is there watching. The rocket ignites, lifts off. Then, 25 seconds later, it crashes into the ocean. A fuel leak caused a fire. Complete failure. The team is devastated. They've worked for years, spent millions, and it failed in less than a minute. Elon gathers everyone together. "This is hard," he says, "but we're going to figure it out. We're going to try again." 2007, second launch attempt. Different rocket, same design. This time the rocket makes it further, much further. It reaches space. Then, during stage separations, something goes wrong. The rocket starts spinning. It breaks apart. Failure again. The team is crushed. So is Elon, though he doesn't show it much. Money is running out. They have enough for maybe 1 or 2 more attempts. 2008, third launch attempt. This is critical. If this fails, SpaceX might not survive. The rocket launches. Looks good. Then the 2 stages collide during separation. Another failure. Now the company is in crisis. Elon has spent over $100 million. 3 failures, no successes. Investors are gone. The press is vicious. Articles call SpaceX a vanity project. They say Elon is a rich kid playing with rockets. Elon has enough money for 1 more rocket, 1 more attempt. If it fails, SpaceX is finished. But there's another problem. It's not just SpaceX that's failing. Tesla, his electric car company that he's been building at the same time, is also nearly bankrupt. The 2008 financial crisis is destroying everything. Elon is facing a choice: save SpaceX or save Tesla. He doesn't have enough money for both. August 2008, 4th launch attempt. This is it. Everything is on the line. The rocket launches from Kwajalein. Elon is watching from California, thousands of miles away. There's a delay in the video feed. Agony. First stage, successful. Stage separation, successful. Second stage, successful. Orbit, achieved. Perfect flight. The SpaceX team erupts. People are crying, hugging, screaming. Elon is crying too. Later, he'll say it was one of the most intense moments of his life. He was like, "Did that really work?" But the relief is short. They're still nearly bankrupt. They need contracts. They need customers. Then, a miracle. NASA announces that SpaceX has won a $1.6 billion contract to deliver cargo to the International Space Station. This saves the company. SpaceX survives. Over the next years, SpaceX does what everyone said was impossible. They build the Falcon 9, a bigger rocket. They build the Dragon spacecraft. They successfully deliver cargo to the ISS. They start winning contracts over Boeing and Lockheed Martin, companies with 100 years of history. Then they do something that changes everything. They land a rocket. December 2015, a Falcon 9 launches, delivers satellites to orbit, and then comes back and lands vertically on a landing pad. It's like a movie. Nobody thought this was possible. The rocket industry said reusable rockets were fantasy, but Elon proved them wrong. Now SpaceX routinely lands and reuses rockets. This cuts launch costs by 70%. Today, SpaceX launches more than every other country combined. They've sent astronauts to the ISS. They're building Starship, the largest rocket ever created, designed to carry 100 people to Mars. The company that everyone said would fail now dominates the space industry. And it happened because Elon was willing to risk everything. Because he didn't listen when people said it was impossible. Because he kept trying after failure, after mockery, after coming within hours of bankruptcy. That's the formula. That's what most people never do. They quit after the first failure. Elon failed 3 times and kept going. Chapter 5. The car company that shouldn't exist. While Elon is building rockets, he's also trying to build electric cars. This might be even crazier than rockets.
The auto industry is one of the most capital-intensive, competitive, difficult industries in the world. The last successful American car startup was Chrysler in 1925. That's 8 decades of failure for everyone who tried.
Electric cars specifically have been tried repeatedly. They always fail. The batteries are too expensive, the range is too short, nobody wants them. But Elon looks at the physics and sees something different. Electric motors are more efficient than combustion engines. Batteries are improving exponentially. If you make electric cars desirable instead of practical, you can change the market. 2004. Elon meets 2 engineers, Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning, who have started a company called Tesla Motors. They want to build an electric sports car. Elon loves this idea. He invests $6.5 million in the first funding round. This makes him the largest shareholder and chairman of the board. The plan is simple but audacious. Build a high-performance electric sports car first. Make it so good that rich people want it. Use those profits to build more affordable cars. Eventually, make electric cars for everyone. This is the opposite of how everyone else thinks. Other companies try to make electric cars cheap and practical. They're boring. Nobody wants them. Tesla will make electric cars sexy and fast. Change the perception. They base the first car, the Roadster, on a Lotus Elise's chassis. They pack it with laptop batteries, thousands of them, and build a custom electric motor. But development is a disaster. Costs spiral out of control. The Roadster that was supposed to cost $100,000 to build actually costs $200,000. The company is losing money on every single car. There are fights. Martin Eberhard, the CEO, clashes with Elon. They have different visions for the company. In 2007, the board removes Eberhard. Elon becomes more involved. Eventually, in 2008, he becomes CEO. This is the same year SpaceX nearly dies. Now Elon is running 2 companies, both on the verge of bankruptcy, both in industries where he doesn't belong. The stress is unimaginable. His marriage to Justine is falling apart. They've had 6 kids together, twins, then triplets, but their first son died of SIDS. The trauma and stress are tearing them apart. They divorce. Elon is sleeping on friends' couches, he's borrowed money against his assets, he's personally in debt. He has one last investment decision to make. It's Christmas 2008. Both Tesla and SpaceX need money. He has one last pool of capital, enough to save one company, but not both. If he chooses wrong, he loses everything. He decides to split the money between both companies. This means both might die, but he can't choose between them. They're both too important. On Christmas Eve 2008, Tesla is hours away from bankruptcy. Literally hours. They need to close a funding round or the company ends. Elon is on the phone begging investors, making calls, sending emails. At the last possible moment, the round closes. Investors commit. Tesla survives. But just barely. They have no room for error now. 2009-2010. Tesla focuses everything on their next car, the Model S. This is their make-or-break product, a luxury sedan that can compete with BMW and Mercedes, but is fully electric. They're building it from scratch, new factory, new production lines, new everything. They buy an old factory in Fremont, California. It's massive. It used to be a NUMMI plant, a Toyota-GM joint venture. Tesla gets it for cheap because nobody wants it. June 2012. The first Model S cars roll off the line. The car is stunning, beautiful design, over 200 miles of range. It drives like a dream. 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 5 seconds. Reviews are incredible. Motor Trend names it Car of the Year. Consumer Reports gives it their highest rating ever. But there's a new problem: production. Making one perfect car is hard. Making 100,000 perfect cars is exponentially harder. Tesla enters what Elon will call production hell. The factory is a mess. Robots aren't working, parts don't fit, cars are built by hand. The process is slow and expensive.
Elon moves into the factory, he sleeps on the floor, he works 120 hours a week. He's personally fixing production line issues. Workers later say they'd see him at 3 a.m. on the factory floor, troubleshooting a robot. This goes on for months, years. Tesla is constantly on the edge of bankruptcy. Then comes the Model 3, their mass market car, priced at $35,000. This is the car that will make or break Tesla's mission. They get 400,000 pre-orders. People put down $1,000 deposits before the car even exists. The pressure is immense. They need to build thousands of cars per week. They've never done this before. 2017-2018. Production hell intensifies. They can't build cars fast enough. Quality issues, delivery problems. The press says Tesla is failing. Elon is barely sleeping. He's taking Ambien. He's stressed beyond measure. He later admits that he was taking Ambien, drinking whiskey, and tweeting, which is a terrible combination. August 2018. Elon tweets, "Am considering taking Tesla private at $420. Funding secured." This causes chaos. The SEC investigates. The stock swings wildly. Turns out the funding wasn't actually secured. Elon was thinking out loud on Twitter. The SEC sues Elon. He settles. He has to step down as chairman. He pays a $20 million fine. He can't tweet about material company information without approval. This should be the end. Most CEOs would be fired. The company should collapse. But something different happens. The team figures out production. They start hitting targets. They build a second factory in China in record time, then one in Berlin, then one in Texas. By 2020, Tesla was producing over 500,000 cars per year. By 2023, over 1.8 million. The stock price explodes. Tesla becomes worth more than every other car company combined, more than Toyota, Ford, GM, BMW, and Volkswagen put together. Elon becomes the richest person in the world, not because he sold software, because he built a car company that everyone said was impossible. Today, every major car manufacturer is racing to build electric vehicles. They're all following Tesla's lead.
Elon didn't just build a car company. He forced an entire industry to change. And he did it while simultaneously building a rocket company, while going through a divorce, while sleeping on factory floors. The question isn't, how did he survive? The question is, why did he put himself through this in the first place? The answer is simple. Because he believed electric cars could save the planet. And he believed it strongly enough to risk everything. Most people don't believe in anything that strongly. That's the difference. Chapter 6. The Empire of Tomorrow. By 2015, Elon is running two massive companies, Tesla and SpaceX. Both are successful, both are worth billions. Most people would stop here, retire, enjoy the success. Elon starts 4 more companies. Why? Because he's not optimizing for comfort, he's optimizing for impact. And there are still problems that need solving. The Boring Company, 2016. Elon is stuck in traffic in Los Angeles. He tweets, "Traffic is driving me nuts. I'm going to build a tunnel boring machine and just start digging." Everyone thinks he's joking. He's not. He starts the Boring Company. The idea, dig tunnels under cities. Create underground highways where cars travel on electric sleds at high speed. Solve traffic forever. People laugh. You're going to solve traffic with tunnels? That's been tried. It doesn't work. It's too expensive. Elon's response? Then we need to make tunneling cheaper and faster. The Boring Company starts digging. They build a test tunnel under SpaceX headquarters, then one in Las Vegas under the convention center. They name their tunnel boring machines after famous figures. The first one is called Good Dot, then Proof Rock. Is this solving world traffic? Not yet, but it's real. They're building tunnels faster and cheaper than anyone else. Neuralink, 2016. Elon is worried about artificial intelligence. He thinks AI will eventually surpass human intelligence. When that happens, humans might become irrelevant, like pets. His solution: merge humans with AI, create a direct interface between the brain and computers. He founds Neuralink. The goal is to create a brain-computer interface, a chip implanted in your brain that lets you communicate directly with machines. This sounds like science fiction. It is science fiction, but Neuralink is actually building it. They start with medical applications, helping paralyzed people control computers with their thoughts, helping blind people see, helping deaf people hear. 2024. They implant their first chip in a human patient, Noland Arbach, who is paralyzed. He can now control a computer cursor with his thoughts, play video games, type messages, all with his mind. The first videos of this are surreal. A man thinking and a computer responding. No hands, no voice, just thought. Is it perfect? No. Is it the future? Absolutely. OpenAI and xAI, 2015 and 2023. Elon co-founds OpenAI with Sam Altman and others. The mission: develop artificial general intelligence that benefits humanity. Keep it safe, keep it open. But by 2018, Elon leaves OpenAI. There are disagreements about direction. He thinks they're not moving fast enough, or maybe too fast. The relationship deteriorates. Fast forward to 2023. OpenAI has created ChatGPT. It's a sensation. Everyone is talking about AI now. Elon thinks they've strayed from the original mission. They're no longer open. They've partnered with Microsoft. They're profit-driven. So he starts xAI, his own AI company. The goal? Build a maximally truth-seeking AI, something that tries to understand the universe, something that doesn't have political bias or corporate interests. He recruits top researchers, builds a supercomputer. They release Grok, an AI chatbot that's integrated with X, formerly Twitter. Grok is different. It's more direct, more willing to answer controversial questions. It has personality. Whether xAI succeeds is unknown, but Elon is betting billions that it will. SolarCity, 2006, Tesla Energy. Actually, this one starts earlier. Elon's cousins, Lyndon and Peter Rive, approach him with an idea: solar energy. Make it easy for homeowners to install solar panels. Elon funds it, becomes chairman. The company is called SolarCity. The vision fits Elon's bigger picture. Tesla makes electric cars, but those cars need electricity. If that electricity comes from coal, you're not really solving the problem. So you need solar panels to generate clean electricity, and you need batteries to store it. In 2016, Tesla acquires SolarCity for $2.6 billion. It's controversial. Some investors hate it. They say Elon is bailing out his cousin's failing company with Tesla shareholder money. But Elon sees it differently. Tesla is now a complete, sustainable energy company. Solar panels, batteries, electric cars, all integrated. Today, Tesla Energy is a massive business. They install solar roofs, they build battery systems for homes and power grids. When Texas had power outages, Tesla batteries kept the lights on for thousands of homes. The portfolio is clear now. SpaceX, make humanity multiplanetary. Tesla, accelerate sustainable energy. The Boring Company, solve traffic. Neuralink, merge humans with AI. xAI, build safe, truth-seeking AI. Each company attacks a specific existential risk or bottleneck. It's not random, it's a master plan for the future. Most entrepreneurs build one successful company and call it a career. Elon is running 6, and each one could be someone else's life work. How does he do it? He allocates his time ruthlessly. Mondays and Fridays at SpaceX, Tuesdays and Wednesdays at Tesla, Thursdays split between everything else. He uses what he calls time boxing. Every 5 minutes of his day is scheduled. He doesn't waste time on small decisions. He famously wears the same clothes to avoid decision fatigue. He reads constantly, still, just like when he was a kid. But now he reads technical manuals, engineering textbooks. He teaches himself rocket science from books. When SpaceX engineers present problems, Elon often knows more about the technical details than they do. This isn't because he's a genius, it's because he reads all night. He also has an unusual approach to learning. He thinks in terms of first principles. Instead of reasoning by analogy, this is like that, so it should work this way, he breaks things down to fundamental truths and builds up from there.
Why are rockets so expensive? Well, they've always been expensive. Wait, that's reasoning by analogy. What are rockets actually made of? Aluminum, carbon fiber, copper? How much do those materials cost? About 2% of the rocket's price. So the real question is, why does the manufacturing cost 50 times the materials? This is how he thinks about everything. Break it down, rebuild it better. People often say Elon is spread too thin, that he should focus on one thing. But that misses the point. To Elon, these aren't separate projects. They're all part of the same mission. Ensure humanity survives and thrives. Electric cars reduce CO2, solar power and batteries make energy sustainable. SpaceX provides a backup planet if Earth becomes uninhabitable. Neuralink helps humans keep up with AI. The Boring Company makes cities livable. It's all connected. It's all necessary. And it's all happening right now. Chapter 7. The $44 billion mistake. Or was it? October 2022. Elon Musk walks into Twitter headquarters carrying a sink. "Let that sink in," he tweets. It's a dad joke, but it's also real. He just bought Twitter for $44 billion, and he's about to change everything. Let's rewind. Elon has always been active on Twitter. He tweets constantly. Jokes, memes, company updates, arguments. He has over 100 million followers. But he's frustrated with the platform. He thinks they censor too much. He thinks they're politically biased. He thinks they're not innovating. In early 2022, he starts buying Twitter stock, quietly. By March, he owns 9.2% of the company. He becomes the largest shareholder. Twitter's board offers him a seat. He accepts. Then, days later, he declines. A board seat would limit what he could say and do. Instead, he makes an offer. $54.20 per share, $44 billion total. He'll buy the entire company, take it private. Why $54.20? It's a weed joke. 420 equals cannabis reference. He finds this hilarious. This is a $44 billion weed joke. Twitter's board tries to fight it. They implement a poison pill defense. But eventually they accept. The price is too good. Shareholders want the money. But then Elon gets cold feet. He claims Twitter has way more bots and fake accounts than they disclosed. He tries to back out of the deal. Twitter sues him, forces him to complete the purchase. Elon is stuck. October 27, 2022. The deal closes. Elon owns Twitter. $44 billion. Most of it borrowed money. He immediately fires the top executives. The CEO, the CFO, the legal team. Gone. Day one. Then he fires about 80% of the staff. Thousands of people. He thinks the company is bloated and inefficient. This causes outrage, protests, accusations. The media says Twitter will collapse without all these employees. Elon says most of them weren't doing anything important.
We can run this company with 1,500 people instead of 8,000. He moves into the office, sleeps there, again, just like at Tesla. He brings in engineers from Tesla and SpaceX to help rebuild Twitter's infrastructure. He makes sweeping changes. Verification becomes a paid subscription, $8 a month for Twitter Blue. Anyone can be verified, not just celebrities and journalists. Algorithm changes to show more diverse viewpoints, reduced content moderation, reactivates suspended accounts, including controversial figures. This is chaos. Advertisers flee. They don't want to be associated with a platform that allows controversial speech. Companies like Apple, Disney, and major brands pause their advertising. Revenue drops. Twitter is burning money. He has $1 billion in debt payments due annually. If advertising doesn't recover, Twitter could go bankrupt. The media calls it a disaster. Elon is destroying Twitter. The platform is dying. This is the end of free speech, not the beginning. But Elon keeps building. He rebrands Twitter to X. Everything is now X. The bird logo is gone. It's a black X. Why? Because X represents everything. X was his original payment company. X is the unknown variable. X is the everything app he's always wanted to build. His vision: X will be like WeChat in China. Social media, but also payments, shopping, banking, communication, everything in one app. Critics say this is insane, that he paid $44 billion for Twitter and is now destroying the brand.
But maybe he sees something they don't. Maybe Twitter was never the end goal. Maybe it's just the foundation for X, the everything app. As of now, X is still standing. Usage is actually up in many metrics. Revenue is slowly recovering. New features are being shipped constantly. Did Elon overpay? Absolutely. $44 billion was way too much. But did he get what he wanted? A platform he controls. A foundation for his vision of digital public discourse. A potential springboard to the everything app. Time will tell if this was genius or folly. But one thing is certain. Elon doesn't do anything small. Even his mistakes are bigger than most people's successes. Chapter 8. The real secret. It's not what you think. Okay, we've covered the journey, the companies, the billions, the controversies, but we started with a question. How did Elon Musk actually get this rich? What's the secret? Most people think it's one thing: intelligence, or hard work, or luck, or connections. It's none of those, and it's all of those. But there's a deeper pattern. Let me break it down. Secret number 1. He compounds risk instead of avoiding it. Normal wealth building advice says diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Play it safe. Elon does the opposite. He takes all his money from one success and immediately risks it on the next venture. All of it. $22 million from Zip2, invest it in X.com. $180 million from PayPal, split it between SpaceX and Tesla. Net worth climbing toward $400 billion? Buy Twitter for $44 billion in borrowed money. He compounds risk. Most people compound safety. This is why most millionaires stay millionaires. They protect what they have. Elon risks what he has to build something bigger. This strategy would destroy most people. It almost destroyed him multiple times, but he survived each near-death experience and came out stronger. Secret number 2. He picks problems where physics allows a 10x improvement. Elon doesn't try to incrementally improve existing things. He looks for industries where the current solution is 10 to 100x worse than physics allows. Rockets. The physics says they should cost 1/50th of what they actually cost, so there's room for massive improvement. Electric cars. Electric motors are 3 to 4x more efficient than combustion engines. Batteries improve 5 to 8% per year. The physics guarantees electric will win eventually. Solar power. The sun provides more energy in 1 hour than humanity uses in a year. We're barely capturing any of it. Huge headroom. He doesn't pick hard problems, he picks impossible-sounding problems where the physics guarantees a massive win if you can solve the engineering. Secret number 3. He thinks in decades while everyone else thinks in quarters. Public companies optimize for quarterly earnings. They have to keep shareholders happy every 3 months. Elon's companies, when private, and even when public, optimize for mission achievement, regardless of timeline. SpaceX lost money for years. Elon didn't care. The mission was Mars. Profitability would come later. Tesla's gigafactories cost billions before producing a single car. Wall Street hated this. Elon didn't care. He was building for scale. This long-term thinking compounds. While competitors make small moves to please investors, Elon makes massive moves that take years to pay off but create insurmountable advantages. Secret number 4. He doesn't outsource his understanding. Most CEOs don't understand the technical details of their products. They hire experts and trust them. Elon learns the engineering himself. He reads textbooks, he questions engineers on minute details. He knows more about rocket engines than most rocket engineers. Why does this matter? Because you can't make revolutionary decisions if you don't understand the fundamentals. You'll take the conservative path because you don't know what's actually possible. Elon knows what's possible because he understands the physics and engineering, so he can push for solutions that sound impossible but aren't. Secret number 5. He optimizes for product, not profit. This sounds counterintuitive for someone worth $400 billion, but it's true. Elon's primary obsession is making the best product. If Tesla makes the best car, people will buy it, and profit follows. If SpaceX makes the best rocket, contracts will come. Most companies do the opposite. They optimize for profit margins. They cut corners, they make cheaper products, they extract maximum revenue from minimum effort. This works short-term, but fails long-term. Customers eventually realize they're being squeezed. Elon builds products he himself would want to use. The Tesla S is the car he wants to drive. Starship is the rocket he wants to take to Mars. This obsession with product quality creates brand loyalty that no marketing can buy. Secret number 6. He doesn't play status games. Elon could live in a mansion. He lived in a $50,000 prefab house near SpaceX until recently. Now he reportedly doesn't own a house at all. He could wear expensive suits. He wears t-shirts and jeans. He could vacation on yachts. He works 80 to 100-hour weeks. Most billionaires spend enormous time and energy on status signaling. Private jets, art collections, social clubs. Elon spends that time and energy building. Every dollar not spent on status is a dollar that can be invested in his companies. Every hour not spent at galas is an hour spent on engineering problems. This isn't virtue, it's optimization. He's not interested in looking successful, he's interested in being successful. Secret number 7. He works at the intersection of multiple fields. Elon isn't just a tech guy or just a business guy or just an engineer. He understands software and hardware, physics and economics, manufacturing and marketing, government policy and consumer behavior. Most breakthroughs happen at intersections. Tesla works because Elon understands batteries, chemistry, electric motors, physics, software, operations, and market positioning, business. SpaceX works because he understands propulsion, engineering, economics, regulation, and inspiration, public relations. Most people specialize. Elon synthesizes. Secret number 8. He makes decisions faster than anyone. Traditional corporations make decisions slowly. Meetings, committees, reports, approvals. Elon makes decisions in real time. Sometimes too fast, sometimes wrongly. But the speed advantage compounds. While Boeing is having a 6-month meeting about a decision, SpaceX makes the decision in a day, implements it, discovers it's wrong, and fixes it, all faster than Boeing finishes their meeting. This rapid iteration is how SpaceX went from zero to dominating the launch industry in 20 years, while Boeing has been stuck with the same technology for 30 years. The real secret: belief. But underneath all these tactics is one core thing: belief. Elon genuinely believes he can achieve these impossible things. Not hopes, not wishes, believes. He believed he could build a rocket company with no aerospace experience. He believed he could build a car company when the last successful American car startup was 83 years prior. He believed he could make humanity multi-planetary. Most people have ideas. Some people have conviction. Elon has certainty. This certainty allows him to endure what would break others. When SpaceX had 3 failures and was running out of money, most people would quit. Elon kept going because quitting wasn't an option. Mars was always the destination. When Tesla was days from bankruptcy multiple times, most CEOs would sell or accept defeat.
Elon slept on the factory floor and fixed the problems himself. This level of belief is rare, maybe irrational, but it's the ultimate competitive advantage. Because here's the truth. Most impossible things are only impossible because people give up too early. If you truly don't give up, if giving up isn't even on the table, then you just keep trying approaches until one works. Elon has removed giving up as an option. That's the real secret. Chapter 9. The cost nobody talks about. We've talked about the billions, the companies, the success. Now let's talk about what it cost. Elon Musk is not happy, at least not in the way most people imagine happiness. He said in interviews that he wouldn't recommend his lifestyle to others, that it's painful, that he wouldn't wish it on anyone. Let's look at what he's sacrificed. Relationships. Elon has been divorced 3 times, twice to the same woman, Tallulah Riley. His first marriage to Justine ended in heartbreak and public conflict. His relationship with Grimes, the musician, was intense and tumultuous. They had 2 children together, but it didn't last. His relationship with his father is famously terrible. He's described his childhood as nonstop horrible. Those wounds don't fully heal. His relationship with his children is complicated. He has about 11 children now. The exact number changes based on what he's disclosed recently. He tries to spend time with them, but when you're running 6 companies, quality time is rare. One of his children, Vivian Jenna Wilson, formerly Xavier, legally changed her name and gender and publicly disowned him. She said she wants nothing to do with him. That's a pain no amount of money fixes. Health. Elon is in his early 50s, but has said he feels much older. The stress is immense. He's talked about using Ambien to sleep, though he's also said he stopped. He drinks Diet Coke constantly, 8 cans a day by some reports. His weight has fluctuated. In interviews, he sometimes looks exhausted, burned out. He's openly discussed feeling depressed. He's had to use substances to manage, sleeping pills, sometimes alcohol, reportedly tried ketamine therapy for depression. This is not the life of someone enjoying being rich. This is someone carrying enormous stress. Peace. Elon is constantly under attack. The media scrutinizes everything he does. His tweets get him sued. His companies face lawsuits constantly. Regulators investigate him. Competitors spread FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt. Short sellers bet billions that his companies will fail and actively try to make that happen. He's had death threats. He's had concerns about his children's safety. He travels with security now. He can't walk down the street anonymously, can't go to a restaurant without being filmed. Every move is public. Time. There's a famous tweet from Elon. Nobody ever changed the world on 40 hours a week. He works 80 to 100-hour weeks, has for decades. He doesn't take vacations. When he's not working, he's thinking about work. He time boxes his entire day into 5-minute increments. Every moment is scheduled. He doesn't have time for hobbies, for relaxation, for just being human. Is that a life? Or is that just work punctuated by brief moments of existence? Normalcy. Elon will never have a normal life again. He can't. He's too famous, too rich, too important. Every decision he makes affects thousands of people. Every tweet moves markets. He can't fail privately, can't make mistakes without public humiliation, can't just be wrong without it becoming news. The question, so was it worth it? For Elon, probably yes, because he's not optimizing for happiness, he's optimizing for impact, for meaning, for changing the trajectory of human civilization. He said that he feels compelled to do this, that he sees the problems, climate change, extinction risk, stagnation, and feels like if he doesn't work on solutions, who will? There's an interview where he's almost in tears talking about the future, about how much he cares, about how afraid he is that humanity won't make it. This is not someone chasing money. This is someone running from fear. Fear that we won't survive. Fear that we'll waste our potential. So he sacrifices everything, happiness, health, relationships, to build solutions. Most people won't make this trade, shouldn't make this trade. It's probably not healthy. But for Elon, it seems non-negotiable. He can't not do this. It's who he is. The lesson for us.
You don't have to live like Elon to learn from him. You don't have to sacrifice everything to make a difference. But you have to choose. You have to decide what matters, what you're willing to trade, what you're optimizing for. Most people optimize for comfort, for safety, for approval, for leisure. Elon optimizes for impact, for progress, for the future. Neither is right or wrong. They're just different priorities. But you can't have both. You can't maximize comfort and maximize impact. You can't play it safe and change the world.
Elon shows us the extreme version of one path. It's not a path most people should take, but it's useful to know it exists, to know what's possible if you're willing to pay the price. The question isn't, how did Elon get so rich? The real question is, what are you willing to sacrifice for what you believe in? For most people, the answer is not much, and that's okay. That's being human. For Elon, the answer is everything, and that's why he's Elon Musk. Chapter 10. What happens next? So, we've arrived at the end. But of course, for Elon, it's not the end. It's maybe not even the middle. He's 53 years old as of 2024. If he lives another 30 years, which he probably will given his resources and access to healthcare, he's got 3 decades left. What will he do with them? Mars, obviously. This is the end game. This is what everything has been building toward. SpaceX is developing Starship, the largest rocket ever created. It's designed to carry 100 people to Mars, land them there, refuel, come back, or stay. Elon has said he wants to die on Mars, just not on impact, he jokes. The timeline? First uncrewed Starship to Mars maybe by 2026, first crewed mission maybe by 2030, then more missions, then a permanent base, then a city. Is this realistic? Most experts would have said SpaceX landing rockets was unrealistic. They were wrong. If anyone is going to put humans on Mars, it's probably Elon. The question is when, not if. AI safety. Elon is genuinely worried about AI. He thinks it's the biggest threat to humanity, bigger than climate change, bigger than nuclear war. His strategy is two-pronged. 1. Build XAI to create good AI that's truth-seeking and beneficial. 2. Use Neuralink to give humans the ability to merge with AI. If he's right about AI being dangerous, this work might be more important than anything else he's done. If he's wrong, well, we'll have some cool technology anyway. Tesla's final form. Tesla isn't just a car company. It's becoming an energy company. Solar panels, batteries, charging networks. Maybe they sell electricity directly to homes. And then there's full self-driving. If Tesla solves autonomous driving, truly solves it, every Tesla becomes a potential robotaxi. You could summon your car, it drives to you, then when you're not using it, it earns money driving other people around. If this works, Tesla's valuation will look cheap in hindsight. Elon's also talked about building a humanoid robot, TeslaBot, Optimus, a general-purpose robot that can do manual labor, fold laundry, build things, basically a worker that doesn't get tired. If this works, it's the biggest product Tesla will ever make, bigger than cars. The Everything app. X, Twitter, is supposed to become the everything app. Payments, shopping, banking, social media, news, entertainment, video, all in one place. Does this sound insane? Yes. Is it impossible? WeChat did it in China. If Elon pulls this off, X could be worth more than he paid for Twitter. But that's a big if. The Boring Company? Honestly, who knows with this one? It's the lowest priority of his companies, but if they actually solve tunneling costs and traffic, it could be huge. Imagine ordering a car on your phone and it picks you up, drives into a tunnel, and zooms to your destination at 150 miles per hour underground. No traffic, no lights, just fast transport. That could change how cities work. His legacy. In 100 years, how will we remember Elon Musk? If Mars colonization succeeds, he'll be remembered like Christopher Columbus or Magellan, the person who opened a new world. If electric cars save Earth from climate catastrophe, he'll be remembered as the man who helped save the planet. If his companies fail, he'll be remembered as an ambitious dreamer who tried and fell short, which is still better than most legacies. But here's what's certain. People will study Elon Musk for generations. Business schools will teach his strategies. Biographers will write dozens of books. Parents will tell their kids about the man who built rockets and cars and tried to save humanity. Whether he's a hero or a cautionary tale, he won't be forgotten. The personal question: will Elon find peace, happiness, love? Probably not in the conventional sense. He's too driven, too obsessed, too damaged maybe. But maybe he'll find satisfaction. The satisfaction of knowing he tried, that he didn't waste his time on Earth, that he used every ounce of energy to push humanity forward. Maybe that's enough for him. Maybe it has to be. For you, you've watched this whole journey, from a bullied kid in South Africa to the richest person in history. What can you take from this? Maybe it's think bigger. Don't limit yourself by what seems possible today. Maybe it's work on problems that matter. Don't waste your life on trivialities. Maybe it's don't give up when things get hard. The hard part is usually where everyone else quits. Or maybe the lesson is simpler. One person with enough belief and enough work can change the world. It's rare. It's hard. It requires sacrifice. But it's possible. Elon Musk proved it's possible. The question is, what will you do with that knowledge? Conclusion: the $400 billion answer. We started with a question: how did Elon Musk become the richest person in history? Now you know the answer. It's not one thing, it's a combination. He took enormous risks when everyone said don't. He worked on problems that mattered instead of problems that were easy. He thought in decades while everyone else thought in quarters. He learned the fundamentals instead of trusting experts. He optimized for product instead of profit. He moved fast instead of slow and careful. He believed completely when others doubted. And most importantly, he didn't quit. Not when SpaceX failed 3 times, not when Tesla nearly went bankrupt, not when everyone said he was crazy. But here's the thing nobody tells you. This path is brutal. It costs everything: relationships, health, peace of mind, normal human happiness. Elon Musk is worth $400 billion, but he's also exhausted, divorced multiple times, estranged from some of his children, constantly stressed, and working 100-hour weeks in his 50s. Is that a life you want? Probably not. Most people shouldn't want that. But you can take pieces of his approach. You can think bigger, work harder on things that matter, take calculated risks, learn deeply, move fast. Don't give up too soon. You don't have to become Elon Musk to benefit from studying Elon Musk. The world needs people working on big problems: climate change, disease, poverty, education, mental health. There are thousands of important problems that need solving. You can pick one, work on it, make progress. Maybe not billions of dollars progress, but real progress. Progress that matters. That's the real lesson. Not get rich like Elon, but find something important and dedicate yourself to it like Elon. Because here's what's true. Elon Musk didn't set out to become the richest person alive. That was a side effect. a byproduct of building companies that solved real problems. He wanted to make humanity multiplanetary. He wanted to accelerate sustainable energy. He wanted to solve traffic, help paralyzed people walk, and make AI safe. The money came because those missions were valuable. The world pays for value. So the real secret isn't how to get rich, it's how to create massive value. And the answer to that is solve important problems better than anyone else, don't give up when it gets hard, and work on it for decades. Simple, not easy, but simple. Final thought. Right now, Elon Musk is probably in a SpaceX or Tesla factory somewhere, or on a video call with engineers, or reviewing designs for the next Starship test. He's not thinking about the $400 billion. He's thinking about Mars, about the next problem to solve, about whether they can reduce manufacturing costs by another 10%. Because for him, the money was never the point. The money was just what you need to build the future. And the future is still being built, right now, today. The question isn't, how did Elon Musk do it? The question is, what future are you building? Thank you for watching. If you learned something from this story, please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more deep dives into remarkable people and ideas. The story isn't over. For Elon, for humanity, for you. What happens next is up to all of us.